Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name's Tom Novak. Today is July 27th of 2023. It's Thursday. It's 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 29 degrees Celsius at 8:30 p.m. So it was a hot one today. I'm going to do a Vancouver Centennial, and it's a geranium. And you know why I'm doing it? Because I want to keep it simple. I'm using the Grow and Clip method. If you're going to say to yourself, hey, I can't afford bonsai, I got to follow all these rules. You got to buy wire, the cost. Oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can do it because I don't follow the traditional rules and I don't wire. I do the Grow and Clip method, which is easier and it conforms more to nature. That's what they do in Shanghai bonsai, I believe. And they follow the Grow and Clip method. And that's the only way to do it, because if they want the branches to go out and free flowing, they don't keep it in a triangle or anything else of that their nature. They just let it grow into fine little branches. But I'm going to do something simple. I'm doing the geranium. He says, oh, I see geraniums before, but this is a nice one. I like the color on this. I like the leaves on it. And it'll make a nice little geranium. Now, it was super hot today. It went 5 degrees higher than it was today. I mean, right now. But what I did is, in the afternoon, I took it out. Late afternoon, around 5 o'clock, and I took this and I stuck it in water, covered it up to here, and let it sit in there for a half hour to take the stress out, and then I put it in the shade, let it drain. And then I got an old pot I found, because since we're gonna bring it in and not use it in for the winter, well, the old microphone fell off. There we go. I hope you can hear it better. So I got this pot, cleaned it up, got the old soil out, put it in by the potatoes, put my screen in, and we're going to see what we can do. Can we put this little house in there? You're going to say I can't afford those houses because they're a lot of money. Those little mud houses, they're like 10, 15 bucks now. I got this N gauge. It's a nice little house for $2. You got to look at all the old train stuff, and the shipping I think was a couple of bucks. So it was like $4, and all I did was put it together, add a little bit of glue. I didn't have glue, so I used my wood glue. So what the heck? I don't have my my trays are all outside for deep watering when it's hot like this, so we're not going to do no underwater root raking. But you can see by watering it real good, the root system looks good. It still has that plug on there. Let's put this down so you can see what I'm doing, Tom. Put it down there, buddy. There you go. So I'm going to take this, and that plug, since I put it in the water, should be easy to take out. But before we do anything, I think we're going to look at this first, and you can see this little branch down here. We're going to take this one off. So I'm going to take my ironwood tools, because if you got tough wood, you use ironwood, and they're guaranteed for life if you're in the States. So we got this out, so we can put this on the side. We can always make another cutting. Now we got a branch up here and two here, and we got another one starting over here. So if we want to try to keep it full, we can do that. So we'll see how it develops, and if it comes out too much, like this one here is cutting into here, so we don't want to get an inverse taper where it gets bulgy. So all I'm going to do is go under with my needle nose, clip it. Are you saying, Tom, I can't afford ironwood tools? Yes, you can. You get 10% off. Just put in my name, N-O-W-A-K, and you get 10% off. And if you can't do it, just get regular scissors. Get what you can afford. But if you're going to start out slow and you can't afford it, just get what you can afford. And for soil, you don't have to buy the fancy bonsai soil. That costs you a lot of money. All you can do is take some perlite and peat, make a 50-50 mix, and you'll have a nice fast draining soil. See, by soaking it, you can get a lot of this off real good. And a steak knife, a steak fork for flipping on the grill. I got that from when my mom and dad used to grill. I don't grill no more. But this is a good good tool. You can get it any place. Cheap at you can look at the Goodwill stores or whatever, and just go in there, and if they got it, grab it. Makes a good root rake. Look at that. Everything comes out real nice. Oh, I don't know the names of the tools that they use. You don't know them? Like this one. I don't know if you ever, I call these nose pullers. You grab somebody by the nose and you pull them. And the other ones, I call them toenail clippers. I mean, what are you going to do but get yourself a pair of scissors. Here's scissors here. I got these blue. They were $2 at Harbor Freight. So all I'm going to do is cut right there. And the reason why I got them in blue is because I use them for the roots. So let's see how this looks. It's still got this plug on there, but it's still okay. It's still good. And the roots look pretty good. So since I got everything outside so I can do deep watering, I'll just take all the soil, put it in the bag, and then I'll dump it in by my potatoes so I can cover the stalks more. There we go. Got that out of the way. We'll get our dish here. Now I do use beneficial bacteria, but if you can't afford to buy it, I use the Dr. I put some Dr. Earth into the mix because it's summertime and they're going to grow. And it's an organic fertilizer. And I just put it into my mix just to like, what was it? About a tablespoon. But into this big mix here, I'll show you. Right here. Into that much into the bucket. So the bucket's about that half full. And then if it's real dry and wet, I mean real dry, so the water doesn't run off, I add some water in there, mix it up real good with my root rake, and go from there. So let's get started, Tom. Let's get going here. And we'll take my cup, and here's my mix. Whatever sand I had, I threw in there a little bit, so plop it in. You can see how nice it looks. Take our fork, stick it in. Let's see how this is going to look in there. So now we're going to flatten it out. Now we got a big curly Q root here. So we're going to take that off. Just about here, because we want to keep our fine feeder roots. There we go. And once we spread it out, it should go in real nice. See, something like that. But we couldn't put it up front like this. And before I do anything else, Tom, well, oh, here it is. My towel, but that's why God made pants. Wipe your hands in my old raggedy pants that I use for bonsai. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Your hands are clean, dry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mikus. Now I got this big bag. It's better to get the real bag than the big one than the small ones because you get a lot in there. And I'm just going to take a good cup portion of this and just sprinkle it all over the roots, because that'll help the roots to get going. Plus with the fertilizer and all the other bacteria in there, that'll help this little geranium to grow. There. Seal it up. You don't want to get no moisture in there. There we go. So now, I think we can stick it right about here. You can see it. You can see, Tom, you're way off to the side. Well, I'll show you what I'm going to do. So first we get this and put it in. And hold it. Just like that. And you can take your root rake and just fire it in, fire it in. And I think I'll use my bamboo skewer because I'm hitting the bottom of the pot. Just like that. Okay. And we're going to put this over here so the root's got enough room to grow. You're saying, Tom, this is way off center, way off center. Don't worry, don't worry. There's a method to my madness, hopefully. A method to my madness. There. Get that in to the level there. Your tree is out like this. Give it a little spritz. Get the surface tension out. And a geranium's real easy to do. We'll take Mr. Elephant, water it in, just like that. And this is going to be real light and easy, especially if you're up in age. If you have handicaps like me. So then I'm going to just take my other scissors and I'm just going to clip this big leaf off over here so we can keep our little ones on. And this is in full sun. Look at the vibrant leaf color. And there's the underneath of it. But look how nice this thing looks. Well, let me get the tag so you can see what it is. There you go. Now we can get, there's our stuff right here. Put it in. Put it in. And here's our spoon, our cocktail spoon. Get that in over there. Get some more over here. And you got yourself a nice little bonsai tree. And it'll grow. I got one that's 2 years old already. You've seen them out there. Remember, you got to fire everything in. Just like that. Get it in there real nice. I'll leave it down here in the basement so it can get, so it's not out in the heat, because from transplanting you want it to get a nice little relaxation after it, because it's kind of a shocking thing to do, especially when it's hot out. Get Mr. Elephant here, we'll give it some more water. There we go. Now, what are we going to do next to make this as a little decoration for ourselves? There we go. No matter how old you are or how young you are or what you're on a budget, you can even go out and dig up a tree, a seedling that's growing that nobody wants. Ask them if it's in somebody's yard, hey, can I have this little seedling growing? She'll give it to you, because otherwise they're going to pull it out as a weed and throw it in the garbage. There. Now, for our house, you know, it's going to be like a forced perspective. So what I'm going to do is I got 50% sand and 50% peat moss. You can see how nice it looks. I'm going to stick it back here. Just a nice little base. Tom, do you have any rocks? Nope. That's one thing I forgot to bring. What are you going to do? We have to do what we got to do. There, just put it in. He says, Tom, I can't afford that big bag of sand. Well, at Ace Hardware, they sell smaller bags. I know you're going to pay more for it, but you don't have to use the sand if you don't want to. Whatever you can afford to decorate your little bonsai tree, use it. There we go. Just like that. Put it back there. Then we're going to take our little house. So this is the back of the house, the back door with the little steps, if you can see it. Here's the front of the house with the porch, the overhang. And I think we can stick it right back here. So it'll give the illusion of a giant oak tree with the house in the background to get the necessary shade where they built it. Look at that. And I know with forced perspective I should have had a smaller, but if I go to Z scale on the trains, those houses are expensive. And I mean, they're expensive. Now, can we do... Yes, I still have some piece gravel left. Not a lot. So, what can we do? We can try to make a little walkway going out. Later on, I'll see if I can get some moss. Sherry Tree, she's the queen of moss. If she can do it, I gotta try to do it. I've been promising her that I'm gonna try to do it. Make like a little patio there. There we go. Later on, I'll get some bigger rocks. Or I can just leave it like this. I think I'll just leave it like this. Because with the sand and peat mixture, you get a nice little base. And you're going to say, Tom, that's like a little gully down there. Well, they put the house in a little area. So they can live. There. It's like in a little gully. But that's okay. Just something like that. And we can even put some around up to here. Just something different. Later on, if I can find some good moss that's growing, I'm going to try it because I got this in full sun. And that way there, maybe the moss will grow for me. I tried a Kyoto moss, but nothing grew. So that was, and I tried it, this must have been about 7 times I tried it, so I don't know what's wrong with that. Maybe I got a black thumb on moss. But there you go. And my tag is someplace over here. This I got from Ted's greenhouse. Put that in the back. But you can see now our little house all the way in the back in this forest. The tree's leaning over a little bit. So it's like a wind-blown look. So later on I'll get something for the side there. I don't have nothing really good for now. Oh yes we do. We got a rock. I knew I had a rock someplace over here. And we can put this rock, something over here to offset everything. And then we'll clean it off and put it outside. And the house is under the shade of this oak tree, if you can believe it. But that's our geranium. Give it a try. Easy. Get something, I mean, just start out simple. Now this, I'm going to take these and I'll try to make cuttings with them. So we'll see what happens. So you take care, everybody. It's Thursday night. Make yourself a nice little cup of tea. Pull out a good book. Sit back and relax and try to stay cool. And take care, everybody, because I'm going to go sit down and relax. I've been reading, trying to get everything ready for this. I got another one of these. Maybe we'll do something else. So you got like a nice little lean-to, nice little wind-blown look with the wind coming always this way, protecting the house from the wind and the storms. There we go. Simple and easy. We'll wipe it off. Put my turntable going. Simple and easy. There's your house under the shade of the old oak tree. I think there was a song like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Well, that's why God made pants. I got to wipe my hands. Take care, everybody.